puts up a three. Won't go. Rebound Bosh. Back out to Allen. His three-pointer. Bang! Tie game with 5 seconds remaining.
Oh yeah. We packing somebody up tonight. Hey. Come on in, take your shoes off before we close the door. Few rules, heat packing the air. We about to blow. This the basement, ain't nobody safe. You already know. Grab a seat and kick your feet before you get too comfortable. You want the X's and the O's, the Trey, yes and no, friends and the foes, the Butlers and the Herro. You can feel it in your soul. The win, the ring is the goal. But if somebody need to go, we be sure to let you know. Going hard for my dogs is an everyday thing. Like Jimmy down the lane of 13 off the screen. Whole squad keep it tucked like number 17. Bring your takes and your memes. Going hard for the team. Going down in the basement. It's going down in the basement. Get your takes off. Get your takes off. Going down in the basement.
Yup! Welcome to the fucking postgame show of the worst fucking team in the goddamn league, bro. Jesus Christ, dog. 7 in a row. We lost this game by 13 points. Brother, this was a blowout from the beginning to the end of this shit. That little bullshit ass push that they did at the end of the game did not move me, bro. Everybody played like absolute dog shit tonight. Like, I'm sorry. I'm your host, Roy A. Shepherd, and I'm joined today by my boy, George. George, how you doing today, bro?
Depression. It's depression.
Don't let this team depress you, George.
It hurts my fucking feelings when they play like shit.
Yeah, because you wasted your harder time watching them. And for you, it hurts a little more than most because it's probably 4 o'clock in the fucking morning over there. Rounding out this panel, we got my boy, Kane, Ricky J. Mark. Kane, how you doing today, bro?
It's 4 o'clock in Paris right now. I feel great. I feel wonderful. Whatever. You know, it's another day, another dollar. I'm still alive.
Trade them all. And one more person pulling up to work late as usual. We got my dog, Jess. Jess, how you feeling today?
At least I'm here. I'm here.
I'm going to give you your proper credit. You are at work today.
I'm not going to lie, though. Like, I can't let Kendall be right. And that was part of the motivation. But I'm here, and yeah, we've done something we haven't done in how many years has it been? 15 years.
Yeah, since the 07-08 season, I think since the last time we lost 7 in a row. One more person pulling up late to work, even later than you, Jess. So you get an excuse today. We got the host of the Random Scrub Heat podcast, my boy LJ Cascone. LJ, how you doing today, brother?
Numb, in a word. I heard your little riff at the top of the show. I appreciate it. I just wanted to say before we get things started that I don't kink shame. It's the year 2024. If someone wants to eat ass, I say let them eat ass, as Marie Antoinette once said. I know Ricky's a fan of that. It's the Miami Heat on the last 7 games have been eating a whole lot of ass, and I just want to say that I stand with them. Furley, just want to let everyone know I'm a proud supporter of the Miami Heat. I let everyone see it. Get the mic out of the way. We're positive for that. We are pro eating ass at the basement. We are pro eating ass for the Miami Heat. I speak for one. I speak for all. I stand with the Miami Heat.
We ass. In the words of the great Langston Hughes, nigga, you got me fucked up talking about I eat ass. That's what he said, verbatim, word for word. I think it was in To Kill a Mockingbird or something like that. Let's get to this game, which was already a shit show. As you see the show starting off to be 118-105. Brother, it was all working for Phoenix. Like everything. And I don't know if that was more Phoenix being good or Miami being terrible. You got repeated open, like down the stretch. It wasn't even down the stretch for most of the game. Kevin Durant, one of the greatest scorers of all time, was wide open in the corner for threes. A generally listless like roster from Miami. Bam Adebayo. My God, good brother. Shit. He was the worst player on the floor tonight. Just been like he was fucking terrible. But I don't want to spend time like focusing on one person because there's enough blame to go around, and I'll let you guys kind of steer me. Jess, we're gonna start with you, ladies first. Give me your thoughts on the game tonight.
There's so much that I know I'm trying to be like, so I think this game exposed many of the problems that we have on this team. I saw on Twitter, which I quickly addressed before this show, people are here like, oh, you see, it wasn't Lowry. Is this the time for that? Is that a fair conclusion to draw here? You think that was the only problem? We're, as Heat fans, we're here like, listen, at least me, let me speak for myself. If I can get a minor upgrade at the point guard position, I'll take it. You know, we can't ask this front office for too much. No one said, oh, we're solving the problem. That big boy was one of the many problems, and I will take Terry finally getting in his rhythm. No complaints about him tonight over him any day, personally. There are obviously way more problems that I think we'll get into as the show progresses. But, you know, I think the biggest takeaway from this game is the Heat have very little to no room for error. And when you have a bad Bam game, it's almost like certain that you're not going to win. I don't know why they started to actually play with like 8 minutes left. The deficit was too large for you to just start caring at that point. It was just really disappointing to watch. I feel like we got off to a good start, and you know, we just did in typical Heat fashion, just totally, we got obliterated. We couldn't play any defense. You know, the best guys on the Suns weren't even playing that well, and we can't even capitalize on it. It is bad all around. Just to start the intro,
Yeah, it was bad all around. I think, like, I'm with Champagne Poppy. Like, it might be time for some Spo slander, and that fits perfectly with this. Like, where was Terry in the fourth quarter? Like, this was Terry Rozier's best game in the Miami Heat uniform by far, and I felt like he was one of the players that was being most impactful in terms of like giving the offense some juice. And Spo absolutely just went away from that.
He didn't even really play, right?
Yeah, I don't think I recall him playing any minutes in the fourth, which was kind of fucked up. Want to thank Dean92 with the $2 dono. He said 0-7 since Spo signed that extension. Listen, brother, the City Boys won in one regard on that, but at what cost? We are paying the price for the City Boys dub. But Dan the Film Jet with the $5 dono. Consistency is key, ladies and gentlemen. He said Dan Campbell and the Lions had a good year, but I'm going to say what everybody else said. Take the damn points. Hopefully Dolphins can learn from this. Yeah, Dan Campbell should have took the points. He had 6 points. We're not going to talk football on here, but like, yeah, Dan Campbell left 6 points on the game, and it was convenient that they lost by goddamn it 3. George, we're coming to you next. Give me your thoughts on the game.
There's just so much that was just utterly pathetic with this team, and it's been the same case for the last 7 days. What the fuck? Bro, can I just address that quickly? Like, first, it's after the loss, you get him dressed up like the guy from fucking Back to the Future. Now, you got him without a headband, like, and that's some big fucking deal. And then he's training with screens in the gym. Like, shut the fuck up. Stop fucking doing this shit. Just play the fucking game. You're not him. You're not him. You're not a fucking icon. You're not a cultural leader. Fucking nothing. You are a basketball player, and you're being shit at your job of being a basketball player. Just play the fucking game. Seriously. It's pissing me off. There's so much to fucking unpack with this game. Now, you see where most of their problems lie. Like, we've clamored for the last few seasons for Bam to become more selfish. More selfish because he can give you so much more on the floor. Now, selfishness can get you a long way into getting wins. When you've got someone like Tyler Herro being selfish for the wrong reasons, that's when it hurts your game. Now, I'm not saying he had a terrible, terrible game today, but in seriously crucial opportunities where you could take back the lead, where you could cut the deficit down. Now, there was a moment in the fourth where he passed back to Bam, got him 2 easy baskets, quickest points of the fucking game, then proceeds to take the stupidest fucking 3 I've ever seen in my life with was it 17 seconds left in the shot clock, doesn't even look around, just goes, I'm taking the shot. Then has the fucking audacity, the play before, to dribble the fucking ball, look at Caleb Martin to his left and go, no, I got this, like he's on Kobe fucking takeover 2K bullshit. Say, no, I got this. Floater. Miss the fucking floater. Instead of getting back on defense, does a jump. Just jumps. Like he miss inputs on 2K. Just jumps. Shut the fuck up. Play the fucking game. Seriously. Kevin Love, who we've claimed to be this, like, our best backup big, let Drew Eubanks score 6 of the easiest fucking points I've ever seen. 6 of the backdoor, same shit, like same fucking play, back to back to back. And he's sitting there like this.
Quick interjection, George. What in the absolute fuck are you expecting Kevin Love to do on defense?
He was playing fucking phenomenally early in the season. He was active. He was outlet passing. He was actually.
Give me just 1 second, because you know who else is active? The Nasty Man with the $50 dono. He said missed all the game and did productive things like making cornbread and fried chicken. Now, I don't know if I necessarily want any food that you prepared with your own hands, but I would agree that cooking is infinitely more productive at this point in life than watching any Miami Heat basketball game. Appreciate you, Nasty Man. Go ahead, George. Finish your points so I can go to LJ.
Terry Rozier finally got into a rhythm today, as Jess said. Got into a great rhythm. He was exciting, dynamic, great off the dribble. Wasn't playing the best, like down the last 2 or 3 of his minutes. Now that's fine. Put him on the bench. Let someone else get a rep in. It's completely fine. Now, Jay Rich, Caleb Martin, 2 of the biggest reasons you go back into that game. Eventually, you can then take that energy, transfer into a player that can actually get you a bucket. Now, Caleb, I think, could have stayed in the game. Jay Rich could have made way for fucking Terry Rozier. Tyler Herro doing fuck all on the defensive end and then bricking 3 open shots is pissing me off. I'll shut up again. Do the $20 one.
Is he talking to Ricky? So I'm going to let Ricky read it.
I want to go ahead and thank I'm guessing this is the Nasty Man, right?
That's the Nasty Man.
I want to thank the Nasty Man for the $20 dono. Ricky, do you like fried chicken? Only if it's white meat.
Fucking enough. Enough of this! Ricky J. Mark! He is so irritating. LJ, give me your thoughts on the game.
I don't want to follow that up, but I guess you passed me the rock, so I will. The team, I thought when Fat Maj and Boo got off the roster, we would see some kind of changes, but we really haven't. They've just kind of plummeted even more. And I understand why they took Terry out in that fourth quarter, because although he was pretty efficient and had 21 points, it wasn't within the flow of the offense. It was when it broke down, he would kind of do his own thing. The team still doesn't know how to get organized whatsoever with him out there. And it's tough when you have 2 quasi-similar players between him and Tyler out there that are going to take shots. And Terry's are way more in the flow of the offense, where Tyler just kind of bogs it down. But they're still quasi the same players, but having them share the floor and a backcourt at the same time is not ideal. I don't have much to say about this specific game because it's been a lot of the exact same that we've seen over the last 7, minus a late rally where they showed life for the first time in about a week. So that was at least a positive sign. And the fact that
they were down 30.
Exactly. So you can only go up when your face touches cement. You can only get further off the cement. You can't go deeper into the cement. Their nose was flat against it, and they picked themselves up and tripped again. And I'm not going to get into what Bam did, because Bam's missing bunnies. He's taking bad shots. He's not the reason the defense has fallen off a cliff. I want to make that abundantly clear. When you have a team that's losing like this, when shots aren't falling, and they're getting good looks, mind you, but when the shots aren't falling, you can at least hang your hat on defense, right? That's what they tell you in fundamentals of basketball. If your shot's not falling, make up for it on the defensive end. Now that their defense has fallen off, and their effort is not there, that's what's scary. When your defense isn't translating there and you're not getting stops, you're getting blown by off the ball, you're allowing those backdoor cuts like George was talking about, you're screwed. It looks like they aren't bought in anymore. It looks like they've mentally checked out. They don't have enough talent to coast. They're not like Phoenix, where you literally can just coast off of talent. They're in trouble. They are in absolute trouble. I know another trade's going to come. I know that. And I feel like that's kind of, that's beating a dead horse at this point. That's low hanging fruit. We know they're going to try to do something, but I don't think there's anything out there that's going to be a quick fix for in season. I just don't see it happening. You can trade one certain player that I won't name, But even
Tyler
then,
Herro.
I don't know if that fixes the problems at whole. It might
It
help,
doesn't.
but I don't think it'll fix everything.
I don't think there's shit that they can do to fix this season, and I don't think that they're going to try. I think that they're content just kind of like holding serve, letting their assets be what they are, and try and go all in to like they don't want to give up any assets at the deadline and risk not having enough assets in the summer. I think for anybody hoping that they're going to do something before the deadline to inject some life, I think you're like, I don't know, bro. You may be a little bit too optimistic. Like you should probably expect to see this team for the rest of the year and then expect something bigger during the summer. But that's like, I think this is a good point by Mark M. He said, we have two similar players in the starting lineup, 14 in Terry, employee 13 in Jimmy. Ricky, I like maybe not this game specifically. Okay, I got you, George. But maybe not this game specifically, but I want to talk about kind of like the duplicative skill set that Miami kind of has out there. You got Jimmy and Bam both operating from the same area, both score first mentality guards and shit like that. Is that like one of the key contributors to kind of the skid that Miami's on?
Well, in the realm of tales where heroes rise, I must tell the story that may come as a surprise. A hooper with a jumper, oh so pure, and a dribble swift, a sight to allure. Blonde locks flowing like the sun's soft embrace, a form so divine like an Olympian's grace. Forged in the fires of an athlete's domain, a baddie in banter, a presence to reign. In garments dark as a starless night, the court was her stage, her heart's true delight. Yet beyond the game, a hooper with flair, business and brilliance, a duo to share. With a gaze so piercing, a mind so keen, she conquered hearts in every scene. Her presence a marvel, a force to behold, in tales of wonder her story is told. What was your question again, Royal?
I don't know, but you answered it in spades, King.
What was your question?
I was talking about the duplicative skill set that Miami employs. Like, is it a hindrance to them to have people like Terry Rozier, Tyler Herro, both of which who score first mentality guards, Bam and Jimmy operate defensive-minded players, and just kind of like guys who operate primarily in the paint? Is that one of the reasons that Miami is kind of like struggling to kind of find its rhythm or find defined roles for people?
Well, from the courts of Miami to realms beyond, her legend it echoed the bond. So, all right, I'll finish that later. Look, okay, I think from the very beginning of this project, if we should call it that, your mother. I think at this point, it's very obvious that this roster is flawed, and when you see a roster as flawed as this one, it's hard to really build a consistent situation. Sometimes you'll trap lightning in a bottle, like what you saw. De la suburbs, idiot. I'm from Boca Raton. You'll find maybe you'll trap lightning in a bottle, like what you saw last May. And the thing with that is, it's not something you can replicate. It's not something that will suddenly reform the league and make the game change forever, because at the end of the day, you ended up losing. You didn't win. You got there, but a team that's appropriately constructed and properly built and balanced dog walked you in 5 games. And it would have been a sweep if Jamal Murray had forced overtime at the end of game 2. That's just the reality. Sorry. I'm not sorry. I don't care. But look, when you have players that overlap the way this team does, remember, this was an issue before the trade. I mean, we were having a conversation about Caleb Martin and Jaime Jaquez potentially. Oh, wait, hold on. One of them's got to go. We don't know what's going on. And then you either didn't have enough of something that you needed, or you had too much of something that you didn't. I mean, that's just the way it is. Unfortunately, when you're dealing with the kind of roster construction such as this one, especially considering where they get their talent from, well, I mean, unless you make a big trade that restores balance to your roster, you're just going to continue to struggle. Like, for example, I mean, a certain team just to the north of us made a trade for an athletic defensive small forward that Miami had been looking at for quite some time. And since that trade, they've only lost 1 game. They actually won again tonight. I won't say who they are, but they did win over the week.
That smile on your face said it all, bitch ass nigga. And I'm
They lost
kicking your
2
ass out
games.
there. Don't give a fuck about the New York Knicks or OG Anunoby. I'm just gonna be kicking Ricky off the screen all night long because he obviously came here with intentions of getting on my fucking nerves. P, he said, why is Ant in his own stream and not here? LOL. Because Ant has his own YouTube channel. And when Ant is not on the show here, he does his own streams over there. He was on the stream here last episode. But yeah, bro, like support Ant DiNardo. Y'all make sure y'all subscribe to his YouTube page. If you get tired of listening to us, go tap in with him if you want a more positive outlook. But yeah, Ant will be back and forth. We're going to do something with Ant on his page. One night we're going to host our stream on Ant's page just to kind of help lift that up. But yeah, we all about supporting my dog, letting him get his shit up. But he's trying to get them numbers up. Go help him. Go leave a like on Ant's video. And we'll get better. Put Ricky back up here. Too many whites, not enough.
I have a comment.
Yeah.
But before we let George, because I feel like George might go on a tangent, and that's okay, that's allowed. But on this particular topic, because I don't know if we're a troubled team, you know, that is clear. But it's these things. It's like we make it difficult. Like, you know how we're always saying like we make it look difficult to play basketball.
Excuse me, hold on, Jess. I'm sorry.
Oh, go.
No. Ant is Drew Smith on this network. Jimmy Butler.
Don't do
How
it.
the fuck dare you, Jimmy Butler? No.
And like
LJ is Jimmy Butler. Jess is Jimmy Butler. George, Jamal Cain. But Ant DiNardo, nowhere close, brother. Nowhere close. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Jess. Go ahead.
No, don't worry. I just quickly, like, we are a special case, and we say this a lot. Like, we make basketball look difficult. Like, I don't know if like the Kyrie Luka is like the best example because that didn't work like so perfectly. But like you have, you know, SGA and Giddey, right? Like two guards, right? Like people find a way to make things work. But when you have Tyler again insisting on, I'm going to take this many shots and forcing Terry into this more like pure point guard role, even though he's a great scorer, like that's part of it's not that it's not doable. Again, we just like to make things difficult. Same thing as like, look, like Jimmy at least stretching the floor a little, he's going to start hitting his threes, whatever. If they could just get out of each other's way, because our spacing is atrocious. That's another bullet point on the list. It doesn't have to be so difficult. Bam and Jimmy don't play the same position, but they insist on being in like similar parts of the floor, and it just doesn't make sense. Jimmy doesn't need to be in the paint. Bam needs to finish at the rim, dunk on people, back people down on the block, do all these things that he's capable of doing, maybe less focus on the mid-range that I think has been pretty solid, and Jimmy back out a little more to the three-point line like he's been doing and doing fairly well. It's not so hard. Tyler wants to be everywhere on the court. That's fine. But I just don't think it's fair to say, even like DeJounte and Trey, they make it work. People make it work. It's not like having two ball dominant guards doesn't work. But again, we got to, ask Tyler to take 5 less shots. We got to just find ways to spread the floor. Like I don't think it's that they're too similar. I think we just need to figure that out.
Yeah, I agree that similar skill set, because we had it in our own right. We had Wade and Bron, like both on ball, players and shit like that. It can work. I think it's incumbent on Miami Spo in particular to figure out a way to kind of blend all these pieces together. But I don't know. I just feel like there's a talent deficiency that they aren't going to be able to overcome. I do want to address like the Bam point. I agree, because a couple of years ago we were asking for Bam to take that mid-range shot, and he has. I think the volume has spiked to like an unhealthy level, but that and as a result, like the percentages have come down on it. Like
but that's all he does. If you're going to play the 5, even if that's not your natural position, if you're our center, then operate on the block like a center. It's not that he shouldn't take the mid range, but it's like if he's only doing that, then you're taking away from the people that would be taking that shot.
I feel like he's scared to go down on the block too, because who the fuck's going to get him the ball? We saw anytime he posts up, he doesn't get the ball. So
that's true.
It feels like he's more likely to set a flare at the top of the key and then get it at the free throw line. he's like, well, shit, I'm not going to get the ball back. I might as well pop it. But
LJ, to that point, though, like he also has the ability to drive the ball from there, and he hasn't been doing that. Like I understand he fumbles the ball sometimes, and he's going up against larger defenders, so sometimes that's not always advantageous. But sometimes he can use that speed advantage. We've seen him kind of do that before. It just feels like he's kind of resigned himself to that mid-range area because those are where he's getting the bulk of his shots from. That's where he's getting the ball. And he's just kind of like accepting that when he doesn't have to. Sometimes I feel like he should force the issue. Bill's fake crowd noise. He said, I'm only here because of Jess. Look, brother, I don't give a shit why you're here. Just make sure that you leave a like on this video and make sure you subscribe to the Basement Sports Network. Make sure you listen to the Random Scrub Heat podcast. Make sure you subscribe to us on Playback. And make sure you subscribe to our Twitch channel at Basement Sports Gaming. That way, you might not get to see Jess, but you get to see a whole lot of me, which is so much better because I'm way.
Who said I'm not going to be playing COD? Is that what we're talking about?
Wait, a whole lot of what, Royal?
What, bro?
A whole lot of what?
Hey, yo.
Hey,
That's crazy.
Whoa.
That's crazy. That was crazy.
Whoa.
That was crazy.
Time out. Hold on, man. Hold on.
Hey, that was crazy. Hey, George.
I don't know.
Sheldon say he's only here because of LJ. LJ is a good person to come here for. Let's go Celtics. Get the fuck out my screen. I hate you.
Say something, but
I hate you.
I'm not gonna.
You and Kristaps Porzingis standing in the middle of my fucking zone, shooting over the top of all of my little ass defenders. Get the fuck out of here, Tucker gang. God, George, please.
Just to follow on a couple of points. Bam did have a bad game today. Bam has lacked a massive amount of confidence in the way he's played. His defensive ability has just, it's obviously still there, but his tendencies are dropped. He's not getting, he's not rebounding. He's not boxing out. He's not doing anything that he'd usually do. And it pisses me off because he's so much better. He's capable of so much more. And we explained that with Terry Rozier coming in, there'd have to be someone to suffer in the shots that they take. Just in sheer numbers, it has to happen. Now, I assumed it'd be Tyler Herro, who took the majority of the, of the time off the ball. And
read this and keep going.
Tyler Herro on taking more threes in the last few games, trying to sacrifice how I play to better fit the team, be more of a catch and shoot guy. Yeah, listen, you can go and read Twitter all you want and just relay some of the shit that people said you should do. Now, the most important part of that shit is doing it. He's actually doing it. Now, he has shown that he can do it. There's been multiple times with a couple of games where he has just taken the shot and it's been a decent enough shot. He's made some threes. It's been great. Now, I explained earlier on in the segment that he took an extremely ill-advised three when we had just cut the lead. I think it was into half. It was almost 13 points. We're down by 26. And then decides, instead of getting the ball to Bam or finding another open option, he just pulls up from three and takes it. Now, you're not him. You can't do it. And I've drawn up, I'm going to draw up a small play here that will help fix this team in its entirety. And I can actually, you've got the two guards up top. You've got Bam down the middle. You've got Jimmy.
You got to show it as you go.
Hayward high. I'll show it. And now Bam sets the high screen, rolls off. Jimmy can get cut to the paint, and Herro flashes to the three-point line, and it looks something like this. Fix your fucking team. Fix the way you play, or fuck off. Seriously, that's how you fucking do it. If you want to be a fucking better teammate, you want to take more catches, then fucking do it. It's not that fucking difficult. Just change. Change, okay? I'm fucking sick of it. I'm sick of you dressing up like a fucking idiot. I'm sick of you saying that you're going to do, let me put up some fucking shots in the gym and let me post it. Just do the fucking thing and shut up. It pisses me off, man. And then people are like, fuck, we don't give enough shit to Bam. We don't give enough shit to Bam. Bam gets the ball 4 times a fucking game. How much more shit can I give him? It's annoying.
George, can you read that comment from Alex?
God blimey, mate. He cooked it on the barbie. Oh, fucking sickening.
LJ, read this, bro.
Tyler and Duncan are and continue to be defensive liabilities, Cook. They are both extremely inefficient one's more inefficient than the other and make $45 million a year. Why can't the front office see what the whole world sees? It's a good question from Corbs. Like I said, one is more inefficient than the other. Duncan was a pack of ass today too, keeping with the ass theme. He got sick of the shit.
Played 4 minutes.
He got sick of the shit. He saw what the team was bringing and said, "Nah, man, I'm coming down with something." And he was a negative 11 too. Like he wasn't with it. He was not with it tonight. So
wait, and Eric Reed had the nerve to say, "We're really missing Duncan tonight. Like that's why we were down by 30." I am so sorry. Like, bro.
Duncan Robinson is the difference between a plus 30 and a minus 30. Believe you me.
My bad, Dan the Field Jet. I missed this one with the $5 dono. He said, "Bam, the fraudulent is back." But no, in all seriousness, I'm not surprised that he's going back to being passive again, just like last year. I think a lot of this has to do with just kind of like the ebb and flow of playing with a player like Jimmy Butler from night to night, you don't know whether or not he's going to show up. Another part of this is like at the beginning of the season, the first half of these seasons, that man is literally carrying the bulk of the work for what we need to do with this team, bro. And it's like he breaks down. Like it is consistent. Somebody called Ricky trash. Fuck you, boy. Quit talking about the chairman like that. But I'm going to you, Ricky, since they don't want to hear your beautiful voice. We're going to listen to it anyway. I want to talk about Bam tonight. Like, because, yeah, normally he does break down. But as of late, bro, it's just – it hasn't – and we usually give Bam a pass. I don't think that we should anymore. As of late, his play has not warranted the same level of respect that it has over the years. Like, what is it, dog? Like, is it the hip injury? Is it him being tired? Is it Jimmy? Like, what is it that has Bam going through this?
I mean, if y'all really hate me, ignore me. That's all you got to do. I'll go away eventually. I know, but no, I'm just saying. I mean, the more you talk to me and tell me I'm trash, the more you validate me in your own mind. So I don't know what else to tell you. I'm going to be here longer than you'll have an internet connection. Bam Adebayo is the kind of player that, quite frankly, we can't make excuses for anymore. It's always, he was doing so well that he got an injury and it wasn't the same after that. Injuries are a part of the game. If A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P have to line up just so he can give you consistent, aggressive, potential-laden play, then, he's not that dude. And I don't want to be that guy that's like, I'm going to wait until Bam stops playing well to start piling on him. I've been very consistent about my feelings about Bam Adebayo. I firmly believe he is a very talented player and can do a lot of the things that he's shown us, be it on Baller's Life or during Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals against the Boston Celtics last year, when he took clowns off the dribble and was like, he had that in his bag? Oh my gosh. Well, why doesn't he do it often? I made a few years ago, back before we spun off into our own network, I think before we spun off, but I used Bam as the Goku example on Namek. You're not beating Frieza unless he goes super, until his hair turns, until he develops like beautiful blonde hair. Like he has to do that. He has to do that. But if he doesn't, you can't win. Now, imagine if Nikola Jokic played like this in a night when you needed it, or in a night when you had lost your last 6 games and you needed a big performance out of him against a talent-wise, a top 5 or 10 team in the league. Would you get that from Nico? I don't think so. He can get big numbers and big production in his sleep. Bam Adebayo, too many things need to go right. I mean, earlier we talked about how, maybe he needs somebody to get him the ball. Well, I mean, if you're a great player, whether it's Nick Van Exel, Derek Fisher, or whatever, if you're a great big man, you're not the point guard throwing you the ball doesn't need to be a world breaker. Have him just get you the ball and go to work, regardless of what.
Challenging you tonight, King.
No, I haven't seen that movie yet. It's on my list. I haven't seen Clone Wars yet, so I'll get back to you in about 2 months. No, look, if that's where he wants to cook, put him in the high post, let him go to work. It worked for Hakeem. It worked for multiple players. You know what I mean? Like, if he's got it in him, he'll do it. I don't want to hear the whole, we need to get him. I mean, I know that's not I know that's what some people want to say and be like, well, he's not doing, but we all know that if he was that guy, it wouldn't matter where he got the ball or how often, because this is a guy who can handle the ball, and Spo's had him bring up the ball on well, I can't English, on multiple occasions. So,
I'm with. I think what's happened is like Spo has put so much on Bam's plate that he's shown us all these beautiful, wonderful, magical things that he can do. The problem is that he's never refined it down to just like a few things that he can do well. The game doesn't need to be complicated for a player like Bam. He needs one or two moves. I think LaMarcus Aldridge
year 7
explained this. I think LaMarcus Aldridge explained this perfectly. LaMarcus Aldridge had two moves. He was either going middle or he was going to do the fadeaway. Like those were his two moves. Everybody knew it. He just knew he can get those off. In year 7, I think if Bam has not even remotely gotten close to those two moves, then people should taper their expectations about what it is. LJ, I want you to first do the Clone Wars thing, because I know you probably have that reference off the top of your head. And then I want you to talk about Bam, bro. Like, where are you on him? Are you still giving him grace? Or do you think it's time to hold him more accountable? Like, where are you on that topic?
It's definitely time to hold him more accountable. But to answer our lovely viewers' question, it's basically like if Ahsoka Tano lost to Darth Maul at the end of Clone Wars. It's not that big of a spoiler, Ricky. You know Ahsoka's not going to die. You know it's not. It's a lost cause. It's like if Ahsoka lost to Darth Maul. You're built up to be this great thing, and then you just don't show it at the biggest moment. You can't have that. You can't have that. For me, I tweeted it a little bit earlier. It's unacceptable, really, to have a caliber player like Bam Adebayo, to be an all-star level player, to be somebody who people are banging the wall for, to be a defensive player of the year candidate, year in, year out, an all NBA talent.
We got glory hole references out here.
No, I said
you said banging a wall.
Could have actually been if you want to spin that, but no. Thank you very much, Kay. I see that comment as well. I appreciate it. You can't have a player with these expectations getting burnt out after 40 games every year. How hard are you really trying if you're burnt out and you're running on empty after 40 games? You can't have that. If you're supposed to be this great guy, what would happen if LeBron James, and they're not on the same level of player, mind you, but like imagine that. If LeBron got burnt out after carrying the 08 Cavaliers after 40 games. You can't. Bam's supposed to be somebody who has their moves that can get the ball and get you a bucket, can get a stop on a defensive end, be anchoring a defense even though the other players around him aren't that great.
Yeah, but LJ, I think my question is he supposed to be that, bro?
That's what he want him to be. That's
what they want. But I think that's kind of like,
my God, I just realized something. I'm sorry. You know what I realized? This team has gotten so used to mediocrity. They are actively trying to sell you on players that aren't who they are. They're trying to make you believe that for example, I saw a tweet back in 2019 about, Tyler Herro thinking he should be much better than he really is. Are you on crack? No, stop. That's ridiculous. Physically, he can't be Devin Booker.
Yeah. I've seen that.
Justice Winslow isn't Dwayne Wade. Sorry, Coach K. Bam Adebayo isn't Kevin Garnett or Sean Kemp. I mean, when you're stuck in when you create an echo chamber of well-marketed mediocrity, you will lead your fans to believe that this player can be something they're not. And in the rare opportunity, they strike gold and they trap lightning in a bottle.
I don't know why I'm raising my hand. I can talk whenever I want.
And they get a finals run.
Well-marketed mediocrity. We're going to coin that phrase because I think that's perfectly emblematic of the Miami Heat. They are well-marketed mediocrity. They are well-marketed mediocrity. I love that. Jess, you raised your hand. What you want to say?
Well, the team's a different story, but I'm kind of leaning more towards Bam is more consistent than Jimmy is, in my opinion. And so for all of it to fall, it's not that you can have a game like that because you really can't, because we can't win when you have a game like that. So it's really, like I said earlier, there's not a lot of room for error. We can't have a Bam game like that. But at the end of the day, I think about even when I first joined the network, and I remember the first few streams of always just bitching, wanting Bam to be more aggressive, this and that. And I hadn't complained about that in so long, but it's so easy for him to revert back to his old ways, but it really only happens in a handful of games. So I'd almost rather like you have a shitty game than like the constant Jimmy like apathy. I'll show up when I want to show up and blah, blah, and the way that's at least like to me, like Bam is trying. He was terrible tonight though. I don't think he totally just like wasn't caring, but he couldn't get anything to fall, and it's going to happen. I think he still got 11 or 12 rebounds. Like he tried. Like I can't turn around and say that about Jimmy every night. Like I don't see the like I don't care Bam very often. So in his defense, I'll at least take the effort, you know? But again, I think we all get frustrated with what could be because you look at Bam and you're like, he should be able to do this, that, like, right? Like I've always said, you can't catch the ball, drop step and go. I don't see him do that on anybody ever. And I understand he may not be the traditional 5, but he's just, you look at him and he's capable of so much. And I think we go back and constantly get frustrated about the fact that he doesn't do everything that we think he should be able to do and that he can do. He's shown us he can do.
To answer your question, directly, can Bam catch the balls, drop step and dunk it? No. Like that's part of the problem. I don't think he can do it, Jess. Like I don't think that's like a part of his game.
That's fair. That's fair. And again, one of the big problems on this team, I think, is all the dudes playing out of position. And we've expected him to just be the center on our team for the past 6-7 years, whatever it's been. And I don't think that's natural for him. I don't know what he put. I mean, he probably did play in college or whatever, but I mean, in this NBA, you look at these dudes, these teams with like multiple 7-footers that are the real, even though that traditional 5 doesn't really exist so much anymore. Like we don't have Shaq really anymore because you see even the biggest dudes.
Just the league is reverting back to a big man's league, bro.
No, but we go out there, no joke, with 4 guards and Bam Adebayo, and that doesn't work. And I think
against the Orlando Magic. We played against the Orlando Magic who have 4 people in their lineup, 6'10" or taller. Like that, That's the type of shit that we're going up against. And our tallest player is 6'9". Ricky, you wanted to jump in. Go ahead, bro.
Yeah. You know something? I know it's very easy for us to not lean into, because I know we're not using this as an excuse, but you know the whole Jimmy's going to coast, and when he gets to the playoff, he'll do well and everything like that. Here's the problem with that. If we actually look at it through history, you know the guys that really, Shaq loved to make that excuse. He used to love saying, "Oh yeah, do whatever, and then we'll be ready in the playoffs." Do you know what happened when they actually tried that in 2003? They got the 6th seed, and they were out in the second round. But here's the thing, though. Even while they were so-called coasting, they still put up MVP numbers. They just weren't necessarily trying as hard because they have that, all-timer HOF mode switch that they could go to. They were already great. So when you got a guy like, oh, God, all right, no, fine, money. It's not like it's going in my pocket. Thank you, Mr. Nasty Man, for the $5 dono. Ricky, what's your favorite part of an Oreo cookie? I think it's best you not ask me questions you don't know you already know the answer to. Look how uncomfortable you're making her. You see that? You see what you're doing?
George, your turn to talk, bro. He mentioned Jimmy Butler a little bit. I don't care if you weren't done. You're done in my book. I told the people that I'm going to keep kicking you off the show, and I am a man of my word until I am not. George, I want to come to you about Jimmy Butler, bro, because, yes, we talk about Jimmy Butler's inconsistent effort, but over these past 2 games, we've gotten Jimmy, right?
He's not even playing at an all-star level, okay?
George, talk about Jimmy. Like, we got
probably the worst time I'm going to fucking do this ever. This is like some stupid shit, but I'm not going to fucking listen to you, Roy, because I want to talk about Bam Adebayo as well a little bit.
Okay.
I'm going to talk about Bam.
No, you're not.
I'll just say it. I agree with Jess. I feel the train leaving the track, so I want to grab it and just rip it back on real quick. Jess was cooking when she was talking about the lineups and stuff, because it's like you're looking at Bam, and you're asking Bam to constantly play your 5, where Caleb Martin or Haywood Highsmith is his front court mate, and they're like 6'5". The Heat are still playing like it's 2011, when you can still do that, when you can still have just a whole bunch of tiny boys in the front court. It doesn't work. You can't do that.
Hey.
Especially when one of those tiny boys is not LeBron James. George, go ahead and talk about Bam, bro.
We talked about well-marketed propaganda, mediocrity. I forgot what it was, exactly what it was.
Well marketed mediocrity.
Mediocrity, okay. When the fuck have the Heat ever marketed Bam Adebayo, okay? Through 3 Defensive Player of the Year campaign. I know I'm taking it into a completely different sense. It's literal, 2 different things, okay? But it can allude to a whole bunch of stuff. The Heat don't give a fuck about Bam. They never have, they never will. That's the truth. The fact of the matter is, through 3 Defensive Player of the Year campaigns, when he was holding players to sub 30% field goal percentages, when he was playing very fucking good. Like, I'm serious. They did not give a shit about him. I don't know where the fuck they kick in. Not just that. Even on the court, they don't buy into him. They don't. We say, oh, Bam's not a true 5. No fucking shit, he's not a true 5. He's never been that, but he's done a fantastic job up to this point of doing that. Okay? Yeah, he has some down moments. Yes, he can improve severely in a bunch of different ways. But for fuck's sake, they don't give him the fucking chance. They've relegated him into being a fucking screen setter again. You've taken away that you've put all this propaganda out. You've made Tyler Herro look like he's Devin Booker reincarnate, but he's not. And his best years, and when he plays the best, and when he's the most efficient, is when Bam is sitting there setting 30 fucking screens on him a game. That is not marketing a player. That's not buying into a player's best system. That's not trying to get him to succeed the best way you can. It's nothing like that.
I don't think I don't think it's them buying into a player. I think it's them buying into what's necessary for this team to be like any version of successful. I think Bam has to be a screen setter in order for players like Tyler Herro to be effective. Bam has the ability to set. I agree. I don't think it's worth it to relegate Bam to a lesser role in order to help people. Here's the reason why I've been trying to trade them. But I'm just saying, like, that's the reality of this team. Like, everybody has to sacrifice something. It seems like Bam, over the years, has had to sacrifice kind of like some of the things that he would be good at offensively in order to help the offense flow better. But that also, we cannot just do that to him. And, like, we can't just take the onus off of Bam, like, and say it's everybody else's fault that Bam ain't this, that, and the third. Like, no, fuck that, bro. Like, if we going to get on here and we going to trash Jimmy Butler, we going to trash Tyler Herro, Bam deserves some of that smoke sometime. Tonight is one of those nights. He was fucking ass, bro. Like that, he was shit. And so if he gonna be shit, then I'm gonna call him shit. What's up, bro?
He was what?
Shit.
How are you gonna misconstrue that one?
No. Rewind that. No, I'm sorry.
It was 1 bar previous to that.
I don't got. Nah. I need a minute. I'll be back.
Ricky, if you keep talking, you're gonna need some freaking health insurance, man. Real quick.
You know what?
Simple.
And you know where he should go? To my boy James Pugh and the people over at Simple Health Advisors. Ladies and gentlemen, insurance does not need to be complicated. Make sure you email our guy James Pugh or give him a call today and tell him that the basement sent you. Email him at jpugh@simplehealthadvisors.com. Why can I never find this when I need it? Or give him a call at 321-345-7738. Again, that phone number is 321-345-7738. Thank you, LJ. I think it is producing. Thank you, LJ, and thank you, James Pugh, and the people over at Simple Health Advisors for sponsoring not only this program, but the Basement Sports Network at large. Y'all make sure y'all call my dog, bro. Health insurance, life insurance, car insurance, any kind of insurance my man James can help you out with. Give him a call, bro. I'm telling you, it'll help you out in the long run. He said, come on, bro. That was an elite lob from my boy George. Let's pivot this conversation. We spent a lot of time talking about Bam and just overall problems. We're not going to get into individual performances. Well, I'm not going to have the whole panel do it. But, like, we saw it. I'm going to let you guys pick your own scrub and talk about them. LJ, we'll start with you, bro. Pick you a scrub. It could be starter, scrub. It don't matter. Pick you a scrub and talk about their game and what you like most, didn't like, whatever.
It can be literally any player that played for the Miami Heat tonight if you want to say something negative about him. I'm going to go with a player on the Suns. Josh Okogie looked great. Eubanks looked great. I can pick another player from the Suns. Grayson Allen, the middle school science teacher, looked incredible. That seems to just happen when they play the Miami Heat because their defense has just fallen off a cliff like I touched on a little bit earlier. It's unfortunate to see the Heat continue to make science teachers.
Grayson Allen or Eric Gordon? Because Grayson Allen.
Eric Gordon, too. I forgot he was playing. I thought he was out of the league. He had a great game. He had a really good game. And the Heat make garbage men look serviceable both in a positive way and a negative way, because the Heat take off garbage men off the street and put them in their rotation, and then they make garbage men get NBA contracts when they play against them as well. And we call those random scrub Heat killers. And, we talk about that in the Random Scrub Heat podcast, but, we'll have some that podcast is cooking up something this weekend, man, because we've it's 7 in a row. I said on one of your spaces last week, I said, do not raise your eyebrows if this losing streak hits 8. And I said that when it was 4 games. Nostradamus, I'm just saying.
No. We did not think we had any chance of beating the Suns.
I hammered the Suns money line.
Yeah, but full transparency, Kristaps Porzingis. Full transparency, brother. I have no faith that we can beat the Washington Wizards right now. So it ain't really saying nothing thinking that the Heat gonna lose a game. George, pick a player and talk about him.
Alonzo Williams has been selected for the NBA G League All-Star game, and it's going to be amazing. Actually, no, sorry. I think it's the up next game at the All-Star break. That is the player we're going to talk about today. He is athletic. He is smart. He is efficient. He is better than 5 players on this team at the moment, okay? Alonzo Williams, remember the name, because he will be coming through the team within the next 6 to 12 business years, and he will be on the cover of 2K one day, because the people will be paying him $12 million and playing him 38 minutes a game. That's the way it's going to happen. It's never going to happen. I'm just talking out of my ass.
For those of you who do not know, we have George here to fill our international quota. He actually does not know hoop. He is a Jamari Bouye fan. Is Jamari Bouye in the G League All-Star game?
No, he's not. Cole Swider is.
Is he?
Cole Swider made it.
What about Orlando Robinson? What about Orlando Robinson?
Fuck no.
That is G League Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I don't know how he's not in this game. Want to thank the nasty man again for the $5 donut. He said, Ricky, who is a better player, Arvydas Sabonis or Shaquille O'Neal?
Well, that depends. Are you talking about before the Achilles injuries in the late?
Shut him up.
Don't try and talk to him before I kick his ass out of here. He's talking about period. This answer should be quick. Ricky J. Mark. I got my hands up here, bro. I'm not going to kick you out.
You can't be trusted.
I can't be because I'm a liar. I will put my hands down and go ahead and do it anyway. Actually, Kane, Ricky, we're going to come to you next. Pick a player and talk about him tonight.
Why?
Because I fucking said so. That's why. Don't worry about it. You won't talk about shit on this program tonight. Just pick a player and talk about it. Him, her, them, they. I don't care.
I'm gonna go with Jaime. He was really bad. To have 2 points in 25 minutes, he was putting up Kyle Lowry numbers, so we're not missing him that much.
Yeah.
I almost feel bad saying it because the fact that as I described it a few weeks ago, we're pleasantly surprised by how good our rookie was, and he suddenly became like a cornerstone of this team for like a stretch of 20 games or whatever it was. And everyone was kind of debating if he was ever going to have that rookie slump, which I don't know if this was just an off game or what. How did he play last game? I don't even remember. I think it's been a few kind of questionable games. So he might be going through it. He might be going through it. I think we got a little comfortable relying on his impact. He went on a really good run. And I think we're kind of seeing the effect now when he doesn't have a good game. I would never say anything positive about Josh Richardson, especially those garbage time points that he had today. So that's not. But anyway, Jaime hopefully snaps out of it and comes back because that was rough. And I think that's too many minutes for going 0 for 6 when, there were people playing better that probably deserved more minutes. So including Terry.
Yeah. And speaking of Jaime Jaquez, Cam Whitmore had 20 points tonight on 7 of 12 shooting. He dunked on LeBron James. I saw it with my own 2 eyes, and nobody could ever make me change that. But yeah, Cam Whitmore had 20 in a victory tonight. 3rd leading scorer on that team. Just putting that information out there. Not saying anything negative or positive, just saying.
You better enjoy that replay of LeBron getting dunked on because his people are going to have that wiped off the web.
Come on, brother. I got to watch it as many times as I can tonight before Clutch had that bitch in the gulag. Ricky,
well, what you mean his people?
I'm a Negro, bro. I can say his people, bro.
Not you. It's never you, Roy. Never mind. Let's go. Yeah. What you got for me?
George. Let's not say we did. Okay, just Whitmore. Seriously, yes, Alejandro. Yes, bro. I have to talk about Cam Whitmore because we here. Let's talk about this next game because, ladies and gentlemen, this shit gets no easier. We are playing. I asked you. You said no.
No, that's not true. That's not true. I wanted to talk about Duncan Robinson.
This is recorded.
What does that mean? I don't
Then
care.
we can see you lying.
We can see you lying too, Royal. That's your shtick.
That's not a shtick. That's my life, brother. I get on the internet to lie about my real life.
Wow.
Yes, bro. I'm a liar, bro. This is a lifestyle, not a hobby.
Even Duncan Robinson got sick of this team tonight. Oh, no, seriously though. Please don't.
Bazinga.
No, but look, I was at the game last week on Thursday. So I ended up actually going. And I was watching Duncan's body language, and I am alarmed. I am convinced that at this point, and I'm not trying to say this is Spo's fault, whatever, but they're losing him, and fast. Like, his body language ain't right. They've been misusing him. What's going on now?
Brother, just talk.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Just stop you from getting distracted. Just talk.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna think about it because my imagination's vivid. I'm legit really worried about Duncan Robinson as a player right now. I don't know where his head is at. This whole business of starting him for a good deal of the season, and then some other guy comes back, and then we'll relegate you to the bench where you weren't as effective as before. That impacted him. It's clearly impacted him because now he's putting up tour dates and not what he's used to. I don't know if they'll be able to get him back by the end of the season because we know how Duncan Robinson has proven himself in the past to be somewhat fragile. And I'm not condemning him for it, but that's just how he is, and how he's managed will determine how well he plays, unfortunately. That's the reality we need to accept. If they do, in fact, like their team, I would really appreciate it if they would manage it and or administer it properly in a way that is more conducive to winning. And that includes Duncan Robinson starting at shooting guard over anybody else that could otherwise be at that position. And if they continue to put him on the bench, and now he left with an illness. He only played, I think, 4 minutes or 3 minutes or something like that. I don't know. Like, I'm not sure how he's going to be a contributor late. I mean, look, I know that February is right around the corner, but I mean, come on, like, either make it. Anyways, I
got you though. Like, because I agree with the sentiment that like this team has. I don't know if it's losing or if it's already lost Duncan Robinson. Like, and that's tough though because at one point in time we were looking at him like this is considerably like he's one of our best options in terms of being an offensive engine. In terms of like running offense through this player generates good things for several people. Duncan Robinson was near at the top of that list. Go ahead, Jess.
I just want to say on that point, like there was a point in time where Tyler Herro was the sixth man of the year, and now anyone that is considering him coming off the bench is like, how dare you? How dare you even recommend that he play with the second unit? It's ridiculous.
As if he didn't get his come up from that. Like that was the entire role that really put him on the map. Like, I don't
literally.
Yeah.
Hey, LJ, play that Cat Williams video about being obsessed with losers.
Yeah, that. But listen, bro, the Duncan Robinson thing, bro. Listen, it's not a matter of us saying like Duncan Robinson is better than this, that, and the third, Tucker. It's just us saying like we recognize that when Duncan Robinson was starting, our team played differently, and we thought that could have possibly like they had built a rhythm, and it was also resulting in wins. So if they had to maintain that and start to build off of that, as opposed to going back to kind of like what they were doing at the beginning of the season, we may be looking at a different team altogether, bro. Like maybe the Terry Rozier move is more impactful. And again, I do not want to skip over the fact that this was Terry Rozier's best game in a Heat uniform to date. And so like, I want to acknowledge the progress there in terms of like him integrating himself into what we're doing. But it's just like, it all feels like a lost cause. Like, don't matter if he's good. Don't matter if Jimmy's aggressive. Don't matter if Tyler Herro's taking a step back. This build is cooked, bro, and I think that's fucking over with, bro. And speaking of cook, we're gonna get cooked again by the Kings next game, bro. So Ricky, we're gonna start with you. The boy feeling good?
I would like to finish my thoughts with another poem.
I
No.
would like to take the nasty man. Want to thank the nasty man again with the $5 dono. He said, Street said Terry ain't playing last 14 minutes, but was the best Heat player today. Is that true? Jimmy was the best player. Terry Rozier was the second best player, but he did not play in the fourth quarter. So, yes, that is very much so true. Ricky, that was the best poem I ever heard you write in your life.
Oh, yeah. Some of y'all in the chat know I'm trash. So, you know the vibes.
You know the vibes. Jess, the girl feeling good?
No. I think we've referenced this before. We're like, who wouldn't want to play the Heat when we're like down bad like this? We've already matched our losing streak record, and so I haven't seen anything to make me feel positive about that coming to an end on Wednesday. So no, not until they show me that they can win.
Well, good luck with that. I won't.
May not be this season.
George, the boy feeling good?
Before I go into that very quickly, I just would like to say the Basement Sport Network is the best network in the world, and I will be applying for my E3 visa application. I love America. Thank you very much. I need $8,600 to make this application go through. My PayPal will be in the link below.
Don't apply until after November. Trust me.
Not on this video. It won't be. If you click on the link
under this video, there will be
if you
links.
click the link to George PayPal, it will go straight to my PayPal, like all of them do. Okay.
That link is going to be filled with so much malware. Do not click it. Whatever you do, unless you want an Australian virus, please, I'm imploring you, do not click it. Unless George can recite the U.S. national anthem right now.
She's beauty and she's grace. She's
no, you were close.
I don't know. Fuck.
That first word wasn't right, but you were close.
The national anthem goes, I know you want to leave me.
Okay.
I know you want to leave me, but I refuse to let you go.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
If I have to beg and plead for your sympathy, I don't mind, because she means that much to me. Ain't too proud to, ooh, you know it. You don't know nothing about that, bro. That's before your time.
That's black people music.
Come on now. That's colored tunes there, Ricky. Did you even answer the question about the next game, George?
Oh, yeah, no, we're going to fucking stink it up. It's going to be fucking insanity. Sabonis is in all NBA form right now. I think, you know what? The only thing that gives me hope is that Bam sometimes, most of the time actually, does like to play up to competition. So Sabonis next game, play your fucking heart out, please. I'm expecting a 20, 25,
Sabonis!
25 and 15. Adrenas Sabonis.
Better than Bam Sabonis, that guy?
I don't know. We're getting so off track. I can't even fucking figure this one out. DeMontis Sabonis, that's the one.
Cook, Holland. Cook.
Anyway. I think that we will actually win that game, and I don't know why, I don't know how, I don't know if it's going to happen. I just think it could happen. We can win the game. We can break the streak, and then everyone's going to go back to, oh, you guys are worried about nothing. What the fuck's the point? I love that one. That's my favorite part. Whenever we win, and it's going to be like by 1 point, even though we got blown out for the last 7 games in a row, but it's going to be like, fuck, you guys are idiots. Imagine that. Overreacting to 7 straight losses. Crazy. Fuck off. That's fucking
exactly,
break.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
Fucking dickheads.
Look, I never panicked when we were losing 7 straight games. Who we got in the Super Bowl? Yeah, bro, it's going to be insane. Who we got in the Super Bowl? Patrick Mahomes. I do not bet against Patrick Mahomes in the postseason.
Taylor Swift.
The Swifties will be in attendance, brother. It's over with. All right. She's going to perform at halftime. Yeah, they said Usher up there. Oh, but gentrification is real, Kane. You know.
Oh, yeah. That's true. Yeah, that's fair.
She will sashay up there with her pumpkin spice latte. And you will be getting, we are never, ever, ever getting back together. Brother, I got a little bag. We were both young when I first saw. Hey, bro.
I didn't know you were a long back lover.
Listen, brother. Listen, I'm not a lover. Let's not Least favorite demographic of people in the universe. But I know a bop when I hear one. And I'm not going to act like Gang ain't got no bops on that resume now. You don't make $1 billion making music and not have no slaps out there. Like, so shout out to Taylor Swift, bro. Like, go ahead, LJ. The boy feeling good?
Can the Heat win the next game? Yes. Can Tyler Herro be efficient? Yes. Can George speak normally? Yes. Will any of these things happen? No. Malik Monk, 30 bomb, incoming.
They must have forgot, LJ. They must have forgot who over there.
That his jersey is retired on the random scrub Heat killer list. It's been up in the rafters since his Charlotte days. He's busting that bitch back out because he's dropping 30. And if it ain't him, Fox will drop 30. One of them guards is getting 30. I don't know which one.
It ain't him. Keegan Murray dropping 30.
Keegan Murray is going to shoot like 7 for 9 from 3.
Fox?
Any of them. Take your pick. The beam will be lit. And George brings the gun out again.
Yeah, I need a footy ball, George. I'm going to need you to mail that over here because shipping costs from Australia are insane, and I need it to be Brisbane Lions.
Right.
Also,
fuck the Brisbane Lions, mate.
Barrister's Ball is coming up in a couple of weeks.
Shipping costs to Australia is fucking insane. I was going to send George some merch.
Have you not seen me rep my basement fucking merch? Official merch?
It's on the website, bro. If you look, George has the Basement's official glasses that you can find on the Basement Sports Network in our shop. Literally, don't buy anything out of there except for one of these hats, bro. Just go get you a hat.
All proceeds go to Stone's drug addiction and his.
No, they don't. All proceeds go to me, and everybody in this audience knows that. Me and me alone.
Oh man, I just realized something. That's crazy.
What's up?
I got prom coming up in like 3 weeks.
Brother, you are about
Someone gonna ask
20
you?
years older than prom, bro. Like,
No, it's law school prom. It's called Barrister's Ball. Basically, if you're a law student or if you're in like,
so back to what I was saying.
About going to another man's balls?
let me shoot my shot, Roy.
Nope. Yeah, I was gonna lie to y'all, bro. I just can't do it right now, bro. I'm not picking the Heat to win another game until they win. Because I don't think that they will win, bro. Like, I think they're going to get blown out in this game, too. Like, I think the Kings about to blow that shit out. Fuck is y'all talking about? De'Aaron Fox, 40. Sabonis, 28. Keegan Murray, 30. Like, Malik Monk, 50. We can't stop that shit. Davion Mitchell, 60. Like, these niggas is finna go crazy, brother. Like, we can't stop that shit. And there are no answers in sight. There are none on the roster. There are none coming. I feel like we're in store for about 30 more games just like this. And brother, I don't know how much time y'all got with me, but yeah, it's gonna be short. But we just gonna enjoy it together. But until next time, thank you guys in the comments as always for joining the show, making it much more fun than it would have been without you. Thank you to my guy LJ, my girl Jess, my boy George, and of course, Kenny Ricky J. Mark on the ones and twos. No, he's not on the ones and twos. Me and LJ on the ones and twos, but that don't matter. We'll see y'all next time. LJ, you finna do it? Play the video, LJ.
6 and 6.
Play the video, LJ.
Knicks are better than you, all of you.
It says play
Saturday was amazing.
It says play the video.
I love that blowout. That blowout loss was beautiful.
Play the.
Oh yeah, we packing somebody up tonight. Hey, come on in, take your shoes off before we close the door. A few rules, Heat packing the.